Hey everybody, Mrs. Heisey here again. Well, now we are on step number 13. It says use the router to cut the dado grooves in the dividers. Well, before we can actually cut using the router, we need to figure out where we want to have our grooves going. So looking at our steps, we see what we need to do. Now we actually want to place our markings on our divider so we know exactly where to do it. So you're going to want a couple tools. Well, obviously you want to have your box and your divider. Before, when I was using the miter saw to cut the length of my dividers, I told you guys make sure your one piece that connects from one end to the other is in the box and it fits in there perfectly. That's our starting point. It does not matter after that which groove we want to cut next, okay? So you can just choose which side you would like to do. You're going to need to get a square. You're going to want to have a ruler, and you're going to want to have a pencil. Now, I'm not going to use a pencil. I'm going to use a marker. And the reason I'm going to use a marker is so you guys can see on this video a little bit better. So first thing I want to do, take my ruler, and I want to find the center of the groove that I've already created. Now, if you remember the width here, it's a 1/2 of an inch wide. So we want to find our center by marking at 1/4 of an inch. Again, you want to do this with a pencil because you can erase it or sand it off afterwards. I'm doing it with a marker so you guys can see the marks easier. Doing the same exact thing on all of my outside dados, marking where 1/4 of an inch is. So hopefully you can see those right there. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to take my square and I'm going to place my square right where my mark is that I just made. This means I'm going to line exactly up on my divider where I need to make my groove. Now you would think that you want to mark on the inside right here, but we're actually going to mark on the outside. I want to be able to see the mark because I want my groove to be on the bottom part of it. So I'm just going to take my marker and I'm going to mark right there where my groove should be. I'll tilt this at a little bit of an angle so you can see that mark. Now I would be able to take it over to the router and router the piece. Now I'm going to actually do my second piece right away, or my second marking right away, so I know exactly what I'm doing. Again, opposite side. If you do it on the inside that's closest to your groove, whoops, made a little mark. If you do it on the inside, your dado is going to be on the opposite side and your pieces are not going to fit together. So make sure that you have your marks before you actually go over to the router so everything lines up. If you have any questions, make sure you call and ask Mrs. Heisey or any of the other teachers that are around.